New Radio Sports Network and 104.1 WRLU. I'm Tim Coles, joined by the head coach of the Green Bay Gamblers, Coach Pat Mikesch, as we have another edition of the show here. Kind of our coming up on our season finale next week as we head into the final 2 weekends of the season. Coming up this weekend, a home and home against Dubuque, including a game that we will have right here on 104.1 WRLU and New Radio Sports Network.com when the Dubuque Fighting Saints come to town. And Coach, first of all, obviously the big news came out last week was before the game started. It was announced that you were going to be parting ways with the Gamblers at the end of this season. And I guess how important to you was it that you got to finish this season out and kind of finish on your own terms?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you want to go out with the players and be able to work through the rest of the year with them and kind of grow together. I mean, this has been a tough year, but it's a great opportunity to learn for all of us.
And certainly some learning experiences. You had Cam Smith in goal on Saturday, but we'll talk about the whole weekend as a whole, where it seemed like first two periods in each game you were right there. It was close, and then the wheels kind of fell off in the third period, certainly in those first two games. Obviously, Sunday's game at the Rest Center a lot closer. Kind of take us through what went on during those third periods. Was it legs, or was it just kind of mental mistakes? What happened in those two games in Chicago?
We took some penalties that we probably didn't want to take, and the Chicago power play is the best in the league, and they showed us why. So there was a little bit of just our own game management at those times and fighting through it. But I think with some of the injuries we've sustained and guys out of the lineup, it's a lot of minutes for some other people. And so you probably saw a little bit of wear and tear in those third periods as well.
And I guess on the flip side, though, you mentioned that there were some other guys getting those important minutes that, maybe down the road, they're going to be asked to do that. How important is to be able to develop depth in that way?
Well, I think, for Kent Anderson and Will Starring, who are going to be, major pieces to the team here next year, for them to have those opportunities to play, so many minutes against great teams, it's, they're only going to develop, so it's a great opportunity for them as young defensemen to show that, that this is what I'm going to be able to do next year. And we lost Jared Crespo on Friday night, so he was out for Saturday and Sunday. Ethan Strachey would come back from injury, is now out for the rest of the year again. So it's just it's a lot to ask of our defensive crew right now, and especially playing against such a great team in Chicago.
And we mentioned heading into it, you got to look at your new goaltender here after Radislav Ilyas had to go off to the World Championships. How did you like how your new goaltender performed on Saturday, despite how that third period went?
Yeah, Cam did a great job, especially through the first and second period. He made some big stops for us. And then, I think in the third period, he and I talked about it after, he started to play a little bit deeper and not as confident, not getting out as far. And a lot of that was just, he was worried about what was going on around him. Chicago kind of has that ability to pick you apart if you're showing a bigger net. And so I think it was a good learning opportunity for him to see that you've got to stay out there, trust your teammates around you, and stay aggressive.
Now you've had a lot of new players have to be put in different roles and stuff like that. But how is it different to kind of introduce a new goaltender to the mix compared to, a wing or a defenseman?
Yeah, well, the nice thing is Cam's been in practicing with us for, probably 10 days leading up to that weekend. So it's, he was familiar with the group. He was familiar with, how the defenseman would communicate with him and everything that way. And he's got a great personality. He's excited to be here. He knows it's a great opportunity for him to be showcased at the USHL level. And, I plan on getting him another game here, before he leaves.
Coming up this weekend, you'll be facing the Dubuque Fighting Saints. You'll have them at home this first, and then you'll go to Dubuque here on Saturday. And I guess how much has that Dubuque team grown from the last time that you played them?
Well, I mean, we haven't seen them with Jackson Hallam in their lineup yet. So, that's a great addition to their lineup. And for the most part, they left their group the same. Jackson was their one big pickup that they wanted to make at the trade deadline. I guess they picked up the Burnside from Des Moines as well. So 2 good forwards that they grabbed. So we'll see a little bit more depth from their group that way. So it'll be a great test. I know, they're trying to chase down Chicago and for that top spot. So it'll be, a good opportunity for us just to go out again and grow as a group.
Now, we know in baseball, it's always kind of interesting to see when a pitcher or a batter hits, they switch teams and stuff like that, just to see how they attack the hitter in that case, or, hey, we know how that pitcher's going to go. How does that general logic work in hockey? How well do you kind of know Jackson's tendencies at this point, or could they be really different since he switched teams?
No, I think Jackson is a speed attack player. So our defensemen have seen that throughout the year practicing against them and everything. So I don't think a lot of things will change in how Jackson approaches a hockey game, even playing in a new system. But our guys have already mentioned it. They're excited to play against him, but they'll be aware when he's on the ice as far as, okay, if he gets it, he's going to be coming. And so it's just, it's familiarity is strong. So our guys have a good picture of what it's going to look like when he's coming at them.
Now we know hockey players, they tend to, we'll say, communicate well on the ice as well. You think it's going to be friendly discussions or maybe some inside jokes that will be used during the course of the game when Hallam's out on the ice?
Yeah, I mean, I think our guys will have some jokes with him. I mean, Jackson's got a great personality, and our guys loved him while he was here. But I at the same time, once that puck drops, I think it'll be business as usual.
Very good. Once again, Green Bay hosting Dubuque on Friday. Then they'll head to Dubuque on Saturday before the final weekend with another home and home. You'll head to Madison first before you host Madison on Saturday for that teddy bear toss game. Is it unique to end the season off with these home and homes?
No, we've done it the last couple of years. It seems like I know we had the one year we were on the road. There was something going on in the building, but they try to keep you to your closest opponents for those last couple of weeks because, for the playoff teams, they'll be starting up right away on Monday. So it's a quick turnaround to starting that. So they try to minimize the travel needed for the last couple of weekends.
Very good. Well, once again, we will have Friday's game for you on WRLU 1041 on your radio dial, or you can always visit newradiosportsnetwork.com. And of course, we'll also have that game for you on April 23rd when Madison comes to the Ranch Center. Before we let you go, Coach, despite obviously the season hasn't gone the way that you wanted it to, but you look at the attendance numbers, you're still getting some great support from the local hockey fans, and that has to mean a lot to not just you, but also to your boys as well.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple crowds, again, have been great near. This is kind of that time of the year when, the other sports have kind of calmed down, and it's a great time to get to the Resch and see some great hockey. So it's a great sports community we live in here in Green Bay, and, they love to come out and support their teams.
Well, Coach, as always, we wish you the best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you next Tuesday for our season finale.
Sounds good, Tim. Look forward to it.
And you're listening to the New Radio Sports Network and 1041 WRLU.